Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. I hope you had a great week. It's Friday, it's here, and I'm here to hang out with you guys because you all reached a super chat goal and unlocked this bonus stream. And not only that, you guys decided what we were going to do with the stream, at least from the 4 different options I gave you. And here we are. We've watched the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the classic 1974 Tobe Hooper flick. We watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I believe Tobe Hooper directed that one as well, and I think that was 86 when that came out. Didn't warm up to that one too much, although I know it is a fan favorite amongst horror fans. But here we are. We're here with TCM3, technically Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So the first movie in the franchise to use Leatherface in the title. How about that? Not the last, but the first. Hope you guys are having a great time. Thank you so much for jumping on in on a Friday night. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, all that kind of good stuff. I'm Davey Deathray. If you don't know who the heck I am, maybe you're just a huge TCM3 fan and you're like, what the hell is that? I'm going to click on that and see what this guy's doing. This is what I do. I hang out with this lovely community, and we talk horror. Sometimes we watch movies, sometimes we have topical discussions, or we debate something, or whatever. Or like tomorrow, we're actually going to play a really fun game called Guess the Movie. Not the most creative title, I'll admit it, but I'm going to give you terrible descriptions for horror movies, and I'll give you some quotes too. You know, we'll bounce back and forth. I'll do like a quote, but it won't be a quote, not the quotes we always throw around, you know, so you got to be the uber nerdy for that one. But yeah, just some of the fun that we have here, you know, at the channel. I also cover horror news. If you come to the channel all the time, you're like, why is Davey giving an intro? I just want people to know, just in case they don't. So anywho, guys, I'm going to jump on over, say what's up to you guys, and then we're going to get into the movie here. I do want to let you know I have a poll in the chat. If you want to let me know your thoughts, what star rating you would give Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, just let me know in the poll. Also, if you want to have a little post-movie chat. Now, I'm going to be talking about the movie like the whole time we're watching it, right? So it's an hour and 25 minutes of just talking about and watching the movie. After that, if we want to still have that discussion, I do have a super chat goal that we can unlock for that. And yeah, no big deal if we don't get the super chat goal, but it's there if you guys want it. And if not, I will let you know when I'm going to work on, because I've got some things that are planned. So I know I've been talking about my Evil Dead ranking for like 2 weeks. Really quick, just going to skim by this. I've been dealing with a little medical thing, nothing serious, everything's okay, but I haven't felt, let's just say I haven't felt the most comfortable over the last week or so. And sometimes when it comes to, you know, giving it my all on camera and you know, making sure the videos have everything they need, if I'm just not feeling myself, it's tough to fake it, especially you know, being in physical pain. But anyways, feeling a lot better now, all that kind of stuff. So I plan on shooting the Evil Dead ranking tonight. I've also got an idea for another video. So yeah, we got some stuff cooking. I'm going to say what's up to you guys. We're going to get rolling on the movie. Yeah, just want to let you know, if we don't have that discussion after the movie, I've got plenty of stuff to do for the channel and kind of for you. How about that? How about that? We got Paula Fitzhenry hanging out and dropping a $5 super chat right away. She says, I know I said I wouldn't, but let's discuss. All right, Paula. All right. If you say you want it and everyone else says they want it, we will discuss. I love a good discussion. We got Wesley jumping in. One of our great channel members says, I've never seen this one or Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation. So I've only seen those movies once each, Wesley. This will be my second time ever watching Texas Chainsaw 3. And in fact, the first time I watched it was, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, very recently, just earlier this year. What's up? We got Ryan West, another one of our great channel members, jumping in. Ryan says, I enjoyed this movie. In the franchise, it definitely has a new line feel to it. I want to hear more about that new line feel. I get what you mean. It's like definitely cleaner, right, than the first two, like cleaner looking than the first 2 movies. I think that's what you mean. But maybe there's something else that brings that new line feel. Whatever you got, Ryan, let me know in the chat. Feel free to get as nerdy as possible. Evening, Arizona and the world. So sad to hear the passing of Chuck Russell. Rest in peace to the Dream Warrior director. Yeah. Dream Warriors, The Mask with Jim Carrey, the Blob remake from 1988. Those are the three that I think of that stand out to me for Chuck Russell. I know he recently did the Witchboard movie that came out last fall, and I didn't see that one. I think I had plans at one point to see it. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't end up going. I really do enjoy the original Witchboard movie for what it is. And the trailer for this one made it look kind of sexy, kind of old school. But I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll have to give it a watch here in memory of Chuck. And yeah, I saw that a couple hours ago, a few hours ago, something like that. And it is really too bad. I mean, sure, I can only name 3 movies from his filmography, but they're all really different and they're all really great. So it's a bummer to have lost him at a relatively young age. I believe, mid to late 60s. So I know that probably doesn't seem young to most people, but relatively speaking. Hey, no worries, Paula. You got some time. Yeah, dude, the Blob remake's really good. Gotcha. No, I hear you, Ryan. I'm actually sailing the 7 seas for this one, so I'm not technically renting it from anywhere either, but I totally get it. If you know it well enough, maybe you can still enjoy the the commentary here. This movie cast had all the potential, but meh. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it too much when I watched it the first time. It was just, yeah, a lot of this franchise actually for me is pretty weak, I would say. Austin, welcome on in. Austin, one of our great channel members, says just saw they found supposedly lost Friday the 13th New Blood footage. So I'm confused. I don't know if it's necessarily like if it's the never been seen stuff, but because I know that they've had some of this stuff, all the cut footage, the kills, a couple kills are alternate kills, totally different than what we got in the final version. And then some of the kills are just, you see more, more blood, just extended shots. Really, we're talking about seconds for the most part, but it does fundamentally change. The red-haired girl, kind of red hair, like strawberry blonde, big old knockers, like super kind of dorky looking, but like super, I don't know, super pretty nonetheless. Her death is like totally different. I think the guy that she's sleeping with, like the stoner guy that they hook up in the cabin, I think his death is totally different as well. But for the most part, it's just extended footage. I've seen a version where people took the VHS, spliced it into the real actual cut. You can find a version online. It has the full HD version of the film, but then when you get to those segments, it just looks like a VHS that's almost 40 years old. You know what I mean? So it's a little dark, can't really see everything. They did a good job at transitioning it through, like it's pretty seamless, but you can just tell there's a difference in quality. So, Austin, I say all of that because I did see, a couple of these VHS tapes. My buddy Vincent DeSanti over at Womp Stomp Films, shout out to the Never Hike Alone folks and everyone at Womp Stomp. He had posted something about it, and I'm like, so are these the same things? They're being sold, they're changing hands from one person to the other. Is this a higher quality VHS copy? Like, does this look better than what we've seen before? Because we've heard that all the actual film was tossed or burned or whatever the hell they do with that stuff. So yeah, I don't know if this is any different than that, but if you are a huge New Blood fan and you want to see like the uncut version, you can find a version out there. I think I might even have like a Google link for it. Somebody sent me it like a year ago or something like that. Somebody through the channel. I apologize if I can't remember you, and especially if you're here and you're like, hey, it was me, Dick, because I really enjoyed it. It was a cool experience. Okay, guys, I'm going to barrel through saying what's up to y'all here. What's happening, James? Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good one. We got Foz rockin'. What's happening, Foz? Part 3 uncut is pretty good. That's the version I'm going to be watching. And it looks like it's the version that's mostly out there. The 85-minute cut is the extended. So yeah. Must be a delay. No, I'm about 5 to 10 minutes late, I would say, is the normal. Yeah. What's happening, Kevin? Welcome on in, man. Oy vey, TCM3. I'm here for it. All right, man. All right. Fuck yeah. I love that. Thank you so much, Steph, for the 10 jewels. Giving a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Steph. Great to see you. Welcome on in. 5 stars, but the movie runs long. I love that 85 minutes is too long. Dominic, what's happening? I don't know. It's funny. People keep on asking me about this. I don't know. Yeah. I'd like to think that we'll be back at some point, but I really don't know. Everyone's really busy, so, you know. Let's see here. Love that joke, Ryan. Adrian, welcome on in. Great to see you. Welcome. Watching House of the Dragons, because dragons, there you go. This is my first watch as well. Hey, you know, Paula, the first movie in the franchise is really good. Texas Chainsaw has its good movies. It's just relatively weak overall, I think, as a franchise. What's happening, Izzy? Welcome on in, man. Hope you are doing well. We got Ben Grimm, one of our great channel members, says one of the leads in this movie, William Butler, went on to direct a lot of the recent Full Moon movies. He's the director of the Baby Oopsie trilogy. Yeah, not only that, Ben, he's also in the Night of the Living Dead remake. And he's in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood as well. He's the cousin in The New Blood, making his way to the birthday party, the surprise party. He's killed out in the woods. And then he plays, I'm embarrassed that I can't think of this off the top of my head during a stream. Is it Tom? Is that the name of the character he plays in Night of the Living Dead? Just the younger guy. Yeah, William Butler had a pretty cool, and you know, Full Moon, I have so much. I don't know if you guys saw my Pinocchio Unstrung short non-spoiler review, but I dropped one. I went and watched the movie. Yes, I did. My first TCU movie, and I kind of got Full Moon vibes. I mean, it's way bloodier than a lot of the Full Moon movies were, but that's just like the modern time. But Pinocchio Unstrung gave me the Charles Band, you know, not great, but charming. I don't know how to describe it. I just like kind of a mess, but really fun, you know. Let's see what else we got here. I binged this franchise a couple of years ago, and that was a feat within itself. Dude, I had to finish earlier this year. I had to finish the franchise. So I had to watch, I had never seen 3. I had to watch the beginning, the one called Leatherface. Maybe those were just the 3. There might have been another one that I just can't think of right now that I had to watch to catch up. Yeah, because it's not amazing, you know. I hate to be that jerk. I think Leatherface is a really cool character and an awesome icon of horror, and the first film is incredible, right? But like other than that, it's kind of slim pickings in this franchise. What's happening, Gory Tiger? Welcome on in. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, the little blonde girl's in Part 7 as well. Holy crap, she plays little Lar Park Lincoln's character, Tina. Yeah, she plays young Tina. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What's happening, Blu-ray? Welcome on in. Okay, are you guys ready to get this going? Usually I talk for 5 more minutes than I've already talked. So I will back off on that. But I do want to let you guys know really quick. I've got this pinned in the chat. I wouldn't be doing myself or the folks over at Creator VC, you know, I wouldn't be doing us any favors if I didn't talk about this, because these folks put together amazing documentaries. You've probably seen In Search of Darkness, at least one of the volumes of that. They also did Slasher Trash, and they did The Thing Expanded and Aliens Expanded. So here they are with their newest documentary that they're putting together called Jaws Explored. Now, it doesn't ship until, I believe, August of next year. But if you use my link there that's pinned in the chat, you can purchase a copy of the film. There's a physical version for, I think, like $80, and it comes with a package. You could get a digital version. I believe that's like $40 or $50. The cool thing about each one of those packages, though, is you get your name in the credits. I believe no matter what, you'll get a digital copy of the film. And then you get just also, I mean, check out the link for yourself. I've already shown it on the page. I won't go through the whole commercial. Just check out the link yourself. There's a whole bunch of different options there. It's a great opportunity to support the channel over here, and also the people over at Creator VC, who I think do a really good job of celebrating films that we love, and not just celebrating them and, you know, the same kind of stuff that we talk about here, but we're actually getting added insight, new behind the scenes stories, interviews with people that you will be absolutely blown away that they got in the room. Like, I don't know, James Cameron for The Thing, or Aliens Expanded, John Carpenter for The Thing. So, you know, with Jaws, I can't wait to see what we've got. And there you go. You could use my link pinned in the chat if you want to get a copy of the film. Okay, here we go. I am going to, let's see here. I need to do a little something. I actually think I'm okay. Let me get your guys' chats up here on the screen. So there you go. I'm gonna go wide and big on this one. It's the two options that I like best. And then let me see here. I'm gonna get everything going with the film. So guys, I've got a stopwatch stopped at about 5 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the movie rolling. And then let me just add this to, there you go. It's already there. It's already there. How about it? That might actually look better. Can you guys see the stopwatch? Okay, it looks like you can. Can you guys see it? Okay, there it is. I like that. I like that look. All right, once the movie gets to 5 seconds, I'll restart the stopwatch. That way, if you lose your spot, you can find it right along with us. I am watching the 85-minute version. As far as I know, that is the uncut version. I scoured the internet, which means I looked it up on Google, and that's what I found. All right. And then, yeah, I'll jump in and grab some of your guys' chats and everything like that. But here we go, guys. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 from 1990. Let me put a pause on the music here, and we are going to get this thing rolling. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. And guess what, guys? I'm going to push play when I say play. How about that? So here we are, guys. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Get the stopwatch going. There we are. There it is. New Line Cinema. That old school New Line Cinema logo. Not as old school as the one from the first A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is actually pretty cool. You know, the narration here just doesn't have the John Larroquette charm. It sounds half-hearted, if I can be quite honest. And guys, August 18th this year, oh my gosh, New Junk City from Atlanta, Georgia are going to be in town. And I just love that band. They have a great name. I mean, right from Earthworm Jim, so that's cool. And they're super catchy punk rock. Yeah. I love that they bring everything, like this one says was only the beginning. Like TCM as a franchise they're like Taylor Swift. They use like 8 words and they can only use those 8 words. Sorry, Swifties. I'm only talking about the few songs I've heard. Ooh, what kind of a weird opening? Just like a kill that has nothing to do with anything, that shows 0 impact. I mean, this must have been really odd when this came out. 1990 slasher craze is like well on its way out. That chick is rocking some mom jeans. If I ever saw them, it looks like she had the longest batch I've ever seen in my life. That's the thing about mom jeans, is it's like she's got an armadillo in her trousers. You know, just something doesn't look right. Viggo Mortensen, kind of awesome. You know, I gotta say, even the face that Leatherface just slapped down, like all of these effects look really cool. Not a bad intro. In fact, I think you could have just skipped the procedural talking intro, and like, you know, it's not 1974 anymore, and it's not the first entry in the franchise. So like, get on with it. You know, we know the people going to the movie called Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, they know what they're going to watch. But yeah, this all looks really cool. I mean, I guess this is a little reminiscent of the opening of A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's just Leatherface making a mask instead of Freddy making a glove. But it is a classic. Like, we've seen it come back. That's a cool shot of Leatherface. I like where the camera's at. All right, she looks nervous. Not sure about that. But, you know, we've seen it with like Terrifier and stuff. A very similar kind of opening montage. Just let you sit with the character, especially if you kind of already know the character. Sorry, guys. I know I have not like stopped talking this entire time. I've just been like blah 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 blah. Well, was it great or was it just pretty good in the middle of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? I don't know. I mean, TCM on Netflix like had some cool things going for it. I really like the younger sister. Like I thought she was awesome. And I like the guy that seemed like a dick at first, and then was like trying to help him, brutally killed anyway. But Jeff Burr directed this one. Never even heard of this guy. I got to be myself. But 80s butt rock. I would love to see this Leatherface fight any of the first 3 Jasons. Comparable in size, right? Especially like this one versus like a Richard Brooker Jason. When we play Guess the Movie, can you please read the question out loud before putting it on screen? I can do that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always going to be lag issues, Austin, but I can do that for sure. And I'm going to do a different point system when I do any sort of trivia kind of thing. It'll be like 5 points for the first person that answers, 3 points for the second, and then 1 point for the third. Not that the points really mean anything other than just like bragging rights, and it's cool to keep track. But we'll do it that way. That way, the first few people that get it right, like that first batch, you know, there's you're not like totally left out if you weren't like Johnny quick on the draw. Violence is no answer to violence. She's pretty idealistic. Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe it's not the right answer in the long term, but sometimes you got to defend yourself. You know what I mean, Michelle? In my opinion, TCM isn't the worst in the franchise, but it's easily the most forgettable. That's, yeah, you know, the franchise is pretty wild, right? Like, you're not going to forget the next generation because it's so batshit. So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. Just watched the Invaluable Evil Dead documentary the other day. I liked it for sure. I don't, is that a new one? I don't know if I've seen, if it's new, I don't know if I've seen it. Favorite horror moments where shit gets real for me, it's when the blob eats that kid. Mm-hmm. Gets real that way, right? You're talking like does something that's just totally like out of left field. I don't know. I don't know. The dog from When Evil Lurks kind of sticks out to me because I'm thinking like children related things because it's going to be more shocking moments, you know. What's happening, Fantastic Oracle? Hope you're doing well. Shannon, one of our great channel members, welcome on in. Hope you're doing very, very well, miss. One of Fantastic Oracle's favorites right here. I love it. I mean, right away, guys, I can say because I didn't, you know, I wasn't too enthusiastic about this one talking about it before. But yeah, I mean, the production value looks really good. Like these effects look super solid. Like the film looks really good so far. Now we'll see if it's interesting throughout. That's a totally different subject. But I think I know what you were talking about, Ryan, when you say it's got that New Line feel, because it's definitely got a gloss that it didn't have before. Yeah. There, man, New Line's all over. Yeah. I think TCM's legacy is greater than its quality for sure. I mean, doesn't New Line technically have Evil Dead right now too? Through Warner Brothers, something like that. Or no, it's Sony that has Evil Dead. This guy. That's a pretty funny performance there. But yeah, I agree. I mean, that first movie does a lot for the franchise. You did not miss it, Aaron. We are in the midst. We are what? 8.5 minutes into the movie. Didn't know. They did a movie on Netflix, Paula. So in 2022, Netflix produced a movie. So I don't think any of the other, or this movie isn't on Netflix, I don't believe. I had some fun with it. Take place in? I'm not sure. It came out in 90. And it looks to be relatively modern. So they probably, it might take place not long at, like, I'm guessing within the same time frame of part 2, not long after that. But it's a very similar setup in TCM too, isn't it? Like, they were never caught and like people know they're out there or whatever. Something like that. I mean, goddamn, there's no point in talking about continuity when you're talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just, the whole thing's kind of a mess. And it feels like, honestly, no joke at all. It feels like almost every movie in this franchise is kind of like a remake, Like, you don't need the first 2 movies to watch this movie. Like, the opening catches you up. The opening assumes you have not seen the last 2 movies. And then the next generation sort of just plays like a remake. You gotta be screaming over an armadillo. Armadillo. Yeah, Vigo's really good. Poor little guy. I would love to like hold an armadillo. I wonder what that's like. You guys telling each other to go to bed. What is the one that had a metal band do a Leatherface song? Oh, this is the one that had a metal band do a Leatherface song. What band is it, Ben? I need more info. Paula dropping another $5. Thank you so much, Paula. Says, all right, this is my last super chat of the night. Well, you are so amazing and supportive. Thank you so very much, Paula. Don't go broke, throwing the super chats out. Don't you do it, but thank you so very much. I did see something like that. I heard about that was a possibility. Yeah, I don't know. So what happens? You go in the house and just have a really uncomfortable dinner, and then you just get bored to sleep. I need to see Next Generation again because I only watched it once. It was like right out of high school. It was just such a joke to me, So I don't know. But do you mean Pretty Lady Leatherface from Next Generation, or are you talking about the pretty version from the original? Because he switches from being like son to mom. I think that's something people miss in TCM is like Leatherface is also like well, I guess they do have a mom in the beginning, right? But we don't always, and they have a mom in this one. But in the original, he's very much like, turned into that, motherly figure. Yeah, Ken Furry as well. Ken Furry is awesome. Yeah. Anything he's in, I'm going to have a good time with it for sure. Officer Garcia. Okay. Joe Unger, Officer Garcia in the original. So I can't remember Officer Garcia, but that name, Joe Unger, is very familiar to me. This house feels in a different setting. It's surrounded by woods where the first house was an open field. Yeah. For sure. It's so funny because, yeah, it looks like they shot this, in between LA and Phoenix, like somewhere outside of Los Angeles. And they just put Texas signs. Although I guess they could have gone out to Texas. I'm seeing a Texas sign right in the background, street sign. So yeah, it could have been done there, but it just, it's like the opening of The Hitcher. Like when I see that, I'm like, oh, it's a stretch of road between here and LA. I live outside of Phoenix. So it's like, I see it in so many movies. Right. And then, yeah, when they're in the house area, it feels almost like a bog, like Louisiana or something like that, you know? And then this guy, you know, this is like you're doing the same thing from the original, but he's doing like a silly overacting 80s thing. Yeah, I don't know about this performance. Kind of, she looks like she's about to laugh. Like she kind of looks like she's holding in a smile. Very odd. You know, that's when the director needs to step in and say, "This isn't a comedy series. This is a horror series." You know. It's all true. It's all true. I've said all that at the beginning. I'm sorry. I already ruined it for everyone. I ruined the William Butler fun. He's also in the Night of the Living Dead remake. How about that? Clu Gulager's ex-wife, dude. 6 degrees of separation from Clu Gulager. I fucking love Clu Gulager. I don't know if you guys know that about me. Do you know that about me? And I'm not even joking. There's nothing facetious about it. There's nothing ironic about it. Everything I've seen Clu Gulager in, he is awesome. Even San Francisco International, which is a really bad movie that was made fun of on Mystery Science Theater 3000. She's sitting here. This relationship that she's got with William Butler's character is ending, right? And man, she is already getting thirsty over Vigo, right? You just can't trust him, can you? Only continuity that sticks out is the brace on Leatherface's leg from him cutting it in the first film with the chainsaw. That's what the brace is from. Okay. Why? But why would you have a brace from a cut? You'd have a brace from like joint damage, right? Does he have the brace in part 2? I don't remember him having a brace in part 2. Is this in a direct sequel to the first movie, I guess, right? That's how they kind of introduce it. I was talking during the intro, guys. You're going to have to let me know. Did they even acknowledge does this acknowledge any of the elements from part 2? Yeah. That's definitely what it looked. Yeah, I really get that bog kind of feel. Laz Rocket with their 1988 thrash metal track for Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Or if you're the Ramones, you would say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Welcome on in, Jamie, our mama mod, our original Death Squad mod, and a channel member. Jamie, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. They did a song called Okay, Leatherface. Nice. I was in 3rd grade when this came out, 1990, right? Third grade. I wasn't even aware of this movie. It was the movie Summer School that brought my attention to like just Texas Chainsaw Massacre in general. And I probably saw that movie in the late 80s, you know, after 2 came out, you know, when Summer School came out. But I had no idea, like, none of this movie coming out wasn't on my radar or anything like that. Like, I don't remember it as a kid. Whereas I remember, like, Halloween's 4 and 5 being talked about and stuff. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. I mean, Ed Gein was, you know, they always, what's the word? Exaggerate his story, for sure. Ed Gein was a super messed up dude, but they always inflate his numbers, and I think it's kind of gross. I think it's kind of gross. I know you weren't hanging around, Merc, when that show came out about Ed Gein, but that became the topic of conversation for a little bit because I find that kind of stuff pretty disgusting. Like, I have nothing against I love horror movies and stuff, but when they take real life people and then they lie and exaggerate the things that they did and their body count and all that, to me, I'm like, now it sounds like you're celebrating and, kind of worshiping them a little bit. Anyways, I won't get on a whole thing. I love how nonchalant Vigo is here. He's like, I know I'm going to become a star in like 20 years. Like, yeah, I'll be okay. I actually read because Vigo has been approached multiple times for like, prominent roles in comic book movies. And this must have been years and years ago when he said this, but I guess his wife is like this really successful artist. And he was basically like, I don't need to take movie roles that I'm not interested in because like I don't really need to work because of how successful my wife is at her job. So that's pretty wild. I don't know who she is. I didn't even look it up. But pretty awesome. I just think that's a baller move as an actor to be like, I don't need the work. So like I'm only gonna take stuff I want to do. Austin, thank you so much for being a channel member for 2 months, bud. Really do appreciate you. Yeah, guys, if you're channel members, you can celebrate with a membership chat or milestone chat, and we can celebrate how long you've been a channel member. He doesn't like it when he gets caught peeping and then gets held to account. Yeah, it is true. People have a tough time with accountability. And then if you don't hold them to account, they just keep on acting like shits. It's really bad. But I guess this is all just for show, right? This is all just a play that they do. It, I think there's a part of that that kind of annoys me in Texas Chainsaw. Like, it's like cool if you do it once, but they keep on diving back into this, like, oh, it's all a ruse. I don't know. I feel like the TCM movies all kind of they feel even more like copy and paste than other franchises. Favorite Harbinger of Doom. I mean, it's tough to beat Crazy Ralph. He's awesome and he's in 2 movies. I don't consider Loomis a Harbinger of Doom because he's there as like the direct adversary. Like you could say it's Laurie Strode, but the whole like Loomis is in there way more and way more active and has just a better relationship with Michael. So he fulfills Harbinger of Doom roles in a couple of those movies, but he's so much more. So Crazy Ralph is who stands out to me right away. Is that supposed to be a human skin stretched across the front of that truck? That was wild. See, this looks like it could have been shot like right down the street from where I live. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Vigo became Vigo and did what he did, and I don't know who this other guy is. What's happening, Antonis, one of our great channel members? Welcome on in, bud. I only watch this for Vigo. No Ken Foree love? I mean, I get it. Like Vigo's like kind of a bit of a young hot stud here, isn't he? Looks like Timu Hugh Jackman. Well, he's slender. He's younger here, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say he's kind of skinny. Whatever. Not her boyfriend, but did you notice how she was looking at him? Because her relationship with this guy, it's like I don't know if you guys caught that because I've been talking the whole damn time, sometimes talking about the movie. But it seems like their relationship is sort of at this tipping point where it seems like things aren't going to work out. I mean, I've only seen the movie once, but that's how I remember it. And there she is. I saw this in the theater. Jamie Hart had the Jamie Hart experience. Hey, what's happening, King Matthew? Welcome on in, man. Think this one is the only one you haven't seen? Well, you might as well just complete the franchise. It's not the worst in the franchise, I don't think, by a long shot. Dude, they just threw like a German Shepherd at the car. I have seen so much dog violence in the last handful of movies I've seen. It's been upsetting. Evil Dead Burn. The fucking Odyssey had to do it too. Thanks. I was surprised that Pinocchio Unstrung didn't do it. Yeah. I mean, a good actor, handsome, charismatic. What can you do? What can you do? Austin, you've seen um, A History of Violence, correct? You are the second person to say that tonight, Antonis. So yes, a lot of people do call this the forgettable sequel. I think it's the first time I've ever heard it about this movie. But now, is that the consensus, guys? That everyone's like, it's not even the worst. I just can't remember the fucking thing. So, like, in a way, it is kind of like the worst. Oh, and all these animals have those tags. That checks out. Antonis, thank you so much for the fiver, man. Really do appreciate you throwing down the super chat love. Where are we on our goal? Holy cow, we are so close, guys. Not a big deal. If we don't end up reaching it, we're totally cool. If we reach it, we will chat about the movie after watching the movie. How about it? What's happening, Ty? Welcome on in. Watching Halloween Kills. I wrote the outline and opening act of my Myers project. I want to make a short film. Dude, I love that. Do it. Yeah. Got the outline and the opening act. How long of a film are you looking to make, Ty? And thanks for popping in, man. Hope you're doing okay. I know it's hot as fuck out here. Oh, jeez. Antonis with another fiver. Thank you so much, Antonis. You are rocking and rolling. You and Paula making it happen. Ooh, Shannon. Well, that one is up next. If y'all want it, we can just keep on going. We can sweat the summer out and keep on watching these movies. So there's Leatherface's brace. Okay. Does he have one in the second movie? Huh. What do you guys think about how he's shot here? Shot and lit. Seems kind of lackluster. The way they're shooting him, I mean. I kind of thought the same thing and I didn't say anything about it. I was like, huh, it's the Lost River Drive-In. Oh, it's a coyote. No, they're dogs. Yeah, no, I noticed that and I honestly just decided I just won't say that. Ty, I have secret watchers that don't like me, and if they clip things out and try to make people think that I'm saying bad things about them. So sometimes when I'm about to say someone's name, somebody I know or somebody I watch, I'm like, do I want to do that? Do I want to do that and give the weirdo secret watchers something to do? Most forgettable and bland. That's pretty wild considering the quality of the movies in this franchise are not that high. But I guess, yeah, can't say they're not creative and don't take chances. I mean, I think the franchise definitely takes chances and sometimes like wild chances. Yeah, like if you find Viggo Mortensen attractive, there's one scene in particular you're probably going to want to watch. I'll say this. So far, we're what? About a half hour into the movie. I mean, it's cooking, it's moving, it's got good production value. We'll see if I can say halfway through that I'm entertained, right? But we're really not far from being halfway through. We're like 13 minutes away from being halfway through. That's how crazy it is. It is a really cool movie, isn't it? It's based on a comic book, right? Isn't it based on a graphic novel? It is an interesting story. I'm sure you know what scene I'm talking about, Jamie. The scene didn't do anything for me, but I think if you find Viggo again, I will just say that if you find Eastern Promises. I've not seen that one, Merc. Want to just shoot the opening scene. It'll be a task to make it. You know, and that's the reason why I was asking you, not to sit here and give advice. I've never shot anything myself, but I think about doing it from time to time. And I'm like, you know, just start. This is what I tell myself. Just start with something that's like 1 or 2 minutes long, because that could take a really long time to shoot. And you could be like really thoughtful about it, take your time, have a lot to pull from in the edit. You know, that's what I think. Like, ooh, you could just shoot something and just keep it small and manageable. I say that for myself because I don't have that experience. So I don't know what kind of experience you have, Ty. Maybe you do have some doing that already, but you know, just to be encouraging, because it feels like you'll catch that bug, you know, the creative bug, and you'll be, you know, you should be like energized by it too, you know. Because I've got like a couple comedy skit ideas that I kind of want to shoot, and I'm just like, that would be simple enough. But something with Michael. The cool thing about Michael is you really don't need much. He's that powerful of a figure. If you got somebody that looks good in the outfit, yeah, that does a lot of the work. Didn't have a brace in part 2. So yeah, I guess they're just skipping the part 2. So part 2 is just in this Elseworlds canon. There you go. Holy cow, Antonis Andriotis with a third $5 super chat. Thank you so very much, Antonis. Guys, we will hang out and keep on chatting about the movie after it's done. So we'll break it on down. 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. There you go. He's certainly working in that movie, huh? It's been so long since I've seen it, Ryan, that I can't even... like, I can't remember it well enough to like judge anything, you know? I just remember it being totally batshit and like funny and ridiculous, but like funny in a, oh, I kind of feel bad for the franchise sort of way. That, you know, again, only seen it once. I was like 19 or 20, something like that when I saw it. Goal reached. Oh, that looks good. Water looks good. I'm going to sip on coffee instead. Yeah, it just seemed a little, like, especially the reason why I asked you guys what you thought is because I think the rest of the movie looks pretty good. And then they showed Leatherface and I'm like, oh, that's like your guy. Like, you need to, where's the grand entrance for our boy? You know, like, you wouldn't do that with Michael or Jason. I mean, or if you did, you'd be right to be called out for making it unimpressive. All the other movies have an identity. Part 3 doesn't really have one. Is its identity that it tries to be too grounded? Is it taking itself too seriously? Other than the blind guy at the, you know, at the gas station. Ah, I did not know that. But the stair scene from History of Violence is quite impactful. I mean, that's just up for debate, right? I don't, guys, I'll be honest. I have a really difficult time telling if a man is handsome or not. I just do. When other people keep on saying that someone's handsome, I'm like, my brain's like, okay, that must be what handsome looks like. But then there's a whole bunch of different kinds of handsome or good looking or cute or hot or whatever, you know? I have a really tough time telling for myself. It's just the way I'm wired. I'm sure you can understand. But yeah, I think, you know, to say he's not a good looking guy, I mean, clearly, like, some people think he is, right? I don't know. Yeah, Paula says he is. There you go. Okay. Is it a Christmas movie? I don't even remember what it's about. I remember that it exists. Okay, sorry guys. I know we're talking all over the place. I appreciate that you guys are cool with the commentary or the live watch parties not really being like straight up commentaries. But yeah, we got, you know, Ken Faree's character is you know, looking to help, which is rare in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Usually the people that are looking to help end up being working, or, you know, people that are working with the family. But we actually get a little bit more of a kind of traditional slasher setup here. And I think the reason why this is the most forgettable and the most like bleh is because it is a little grounded, a little too grounded. Not to say that the first movie isn't too grounded, but it was the first movie. It had this totally different look. It's, you know, ragtag, everything like that. Oh, and now we got another new guy. Yeah, no, you're not glad. Oh, so he's basically Chop Top, scratching his head, you know, scratching your head with the hook. It's true. Yeah, it is true. All the other ones put a really bright stamp. Yeah. You get the Vigo frontal. Really want to tell you, but not on. Oh, are you talking about your Michael thing? Dude, how are you trusting I guess you're kind of fucked up and you're in a shitty spot, right? Dude. I mean, if you're Ken Faree, you probably just got to punch this guy in the face at this point, right? I mean, I think that'd be fun. Yeah. I think like I love the idea of a horror convention being the setting for a horror movie. I don't know why no one's done it, but it'd be kind of cool. You could make an event out of it and get a bunch of extras for free, basically, get people to sign waivers and just be, you know, participants, be part of something special. You know, if you shot it at one of the big like Mad Monster cons or something like that. He does, yeah, Antonis. There's the King Arthur trailer for this one where Leatherface is like, or the saw is like Excalibur coming out of the pond or the lake, I suppose. Yeah, it's a super awesome. So that's the funny thing is I don't remember anyone talking about the movie when it came out, but I'm pretty sure I saw that trailer and had no idea it was for this movie. I know they put the name on, but I was a stupid little kid at the time and wasn't really paying attention to that stuff. But like I remember that vision of, you know, almost like sad, drooped shoulders, Leatherface, like hanging out near the lake. So yeah, Kane Hodder, and he even got to play. He's Freddy's glove that grabs Jason's mask, and Jason goes to hell. So Kane Hodder has played Jason, played Leatherface, and technically played Freddy. That is wild. I think this is that version because this is the restored 85-minute cut. So this is the, you know, everything I could find, this is called the uncut version. So, you know, all of these horror franchises had a really tough time in the mid to late 80s when it came to the MPAA. And I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on the extra shit list because the word massacre is in the title and because the film seemed to be a celebration of the madness. I bet you do. I bet it really gets things flowing, I would imagine. I would imagine that. Yeah. It's too normal. It's too normal. It's white bread, you know? Maybe we can flip the script, guys. I don't know. Maybe we can, but we'll see if the movie is he's got a little what is going on? So wait, Leatherface carries around a regular sized chainsaw and then he has a tiny circular like surgical saw. Is he like Batman with a utility belt of different kind of saw things? I don't know. Like Leatherface knew he was going to get into that position. He's like, well, I've got a lot of brains because I'm Leatherface. I'm really smart. I'm going to make sure I have a tiny saw that I can reach to if I'm on a ground battle with a giant black man. And really, they're just cutting through the same forest. This looks like the same place where they shot the New Blood. It just looks like some random ass like forest when they're in. It doesn't look like the same location. as where these actors are at right now. It's like they went from like Southern California to like winter Northern California. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Okay. You'll have to remind me, Jamie. Remind me, and we'll watch them hang dong together. How about it? He's pretty awesome. Ken Faree is great, no matter like everything I've seen him in. What's the one that I just saw him in? It's a Stuart Gordon movie. It's H.P. Lovecraft, From Beyond, with Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs. I mean, Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs in a movie together. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I fucking love when they're in movies together, and the movies are always fun. And then you throw Ken Faree in the mix. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for that. Yeah. What's happening, Revel Sky? Welcome on in with a $2 super chat. Says off work, got my fish meal and ready to watch Mr. Death Ray. Mr. Deathray. Ooh, fish meal. What kind of fish meal? I grew up with like smoked salmon, king crab, halibut, stuff like that. Yeah, like who are you? The audience doesn't even know who you are, lady. Like you've been here the whole time. Was it your friend that got killed right before the title card? Like what's going on? Ah, stunt Leatherface. And this is in the midst of his Jason run. So it's like he probably doesn't need the work, you know, but hey, why the hell not? Pretty silly, but also maybe the most memorable thing about the movie, right, Ty? Is it's the one thing that isn't forgettable is the Lady in the Lake Excalibur TCM3 trailer. Gotcha. I never even knew they made that distinction. NC-17, I very rarely like what Showgirls was NC-17. Martin Lawrence had like a stand-up comedy special that was NC-17. I don't remember many of them. Yeah. This chick's wearing a burlap sack. Is that what's going on? And her performance is okay, but you know, I don't know. I don't think she's quite matching the Ken Faree energy here. Okay, she's settling in though. I like that. I like where she went with the eating the rat raw and the berries that have been thrown up. Okay, okay, you got me. Ken Faree Kung Fu. Hubby likes the Mario Bello cheerleading role play scene. Wait, is that from? Are you talking Eastern Promises? Or are you talking History of Violence? Because I don't remember History of Violence well enough to remember that. Now I have to look it up. Maria Bello cheerleading role play. Okay, not going to get myself in trouble looking this up. Okay. Ah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Quite. This is a picture she signs at conventions. It looks like. Yes. Okay. All right. Little window into what hubby likes. Fair enough. All right, Jamie. All right. Oh man, this chick having a cigarette. This must be like a delicacy for her after having to eat a rat raw and all that. They'll be dead soon. You'd have to go back in time, you know? And the video nasties, I feel so bad for people that had to live with that in the UK. We never had anything even close to that. Like, yeah, like in the 80s and stuff, I think the Christian right were like super annoying with that stuff. Not as much in the 90s, but like they really fought their fight in the 80s. Even here in the States, but it wasn't like there wasn't like a list of banned movies or anything like that here, at least that I know of. I mean, there are movies like The Evil Dead was banned, you know, during the video nasties, like shit like that. That's just like, what? Like, come on, look at The Evil Dead. Like it is, I mean, I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, but you could also say that it's rinky dink and it looks so far from real, you know, when you really get down to it, that like, how could that movie get put on a list? Like it's depraved or I don't know, like celebrating anything that would be like realistic violence is so beyond me. But, you know, um, as far as what was, I don't know how old you are, Austin, but I'm in my mid 40s. And as far as like I remember, like, yeah, you'd hear the chatter in the news. But there was no real effect for the people out here in the States that were campaigning against movies. You know, really, I think they just helped the slasher boom like become even bigger. Okay, this is Southern California, New Bloods, Alabama. All right, Rick, welcome on in. I saw you earlier. I didn't say hi, but welcome on in. Okay, so this is Southern California, probably just in between, yeah, east of LA, I would imagine. Um, I remember that about the New Blood being like Alabama or Mississippi, somewhere in the, because yeah, they had those, the trees look way different there than they look in, the New Jersey area. Anthony Mack, is that Anthony Ma no, it's Ken Faree. He's Anthony Mackie's uncle. I'm just joking. He's probably no joke. Ken Faree's probably twice the size of Anthony Mackie. Dude, that's a lot of blood, and that was awesome looking. Like, it would have been cooler when he was actually carving her up to see some of that, but the after shot's really good. And you guys know how I feel. I want some of that, you know, tearing of flesh and everything, some of it to be on screen, some of the actual violence. I don't need all of it on screen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind a little like, ooh, that I mean, that kill has such a satisfying ending. The shot of I mean, she's just covered in blood. Leatherface has blood splattered all over him. Now, if they can, like, build it up and already I can tell you that this movie is, has got my engagement more than it did the first time I watched it. Didn't know Leatherface made pig noises. Or are those skunk noises? I don't even know. Gotcha, that was her sister, okay. It's been a long time, like, since it very first came out on DVD or whatever, yeah, and only one time, so but seeing the picture, yeah. You know, maybe this is too revealing, guys, and it's not never participated in fun role play stuff, and I don't know why. I guess I should ask. I don't even know. Deathray and its 10 catfish strips and more, my man. Ooh, I don't think I've ever eaten catfish. I don't think I have. Catfish strips. All right. You do like a fish and chip kind of thing? Perfect. That's the way to be. Also, the Deadites are the bad guys in Evil Dead. They are. And they should always look and act like Deadites. Looking at you, Evil Dead Burn. What did you do to those Deadites? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I just meant as far as not even just studying the slashers, just like the way the media, you know what I mean? Like the panic, the satanic panic, the fear over censorship of like horror movies and stuff like that. Just that. I don't know how much all of that is part of that discussion when you're just, you know, studying the slashers, I suppose. But I feel like it had a way bigger impact on the people from the UK because they still talk like it's still a big thing about their horror history out there. Terrible kill, 2 stars. Well, the aftermath's so cool though. I don't mention about some. Well, Merc, I don't know what to tell you, man. Sorry, like everyone else, a lot of messages in the inbox, a lot going on in life. Fish and chips, hell yeah. Also, Merc, like I limit my DM activity and stuff like that because I don't know. It's just gotten messy here. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Love the bones all over the floor there in that shot from top down. And it's funny, like out here in the States, I was just not even, I didn't even know if I knew what the video nasties were until I was an adult because it just wasn't relevant because we live in a free country. So it's funny, like the encyclopedia, is it sourced from a British author or something like that? Because I guess it's funny to me that would even be, I mean, I guess it's an encyclopedia. It would be relevant to say all that stuff. But yeah, feel bad, man. UK, I love our people out in the UK. I just don't know that their government loves them, unfortunately. Do governments really love anybody? Probably not. Last chance gas. Oh, this guy's back. Yeah. Did we need that guy and the dude with the hook hand? Like, did we need both of them? They seem almost like the same guy. Hey, crucified to a chair long before Terrifier. Yeah, that movie's awesome, dude. That movie's so much fun. Such a great, like, kind of Evil Dead sort of story. How does the Sawyer family know where they're staying? Well, I don't think they do. I think the Sawyer family is basically, they just cause problems on the road. You know, they find a way to run into these people. And then once you're in those woods, you're just kind of screwed because the family just has the advantage because they know the terrain. I don't know. Is that over on the dude grandma with the voice thing? That's nasty. You've got, that's Freddy in a jester's hat, Austin. I did little icons, like little custom icons for membership, and you have a Freddy, but he's got a jester hat on because Freddy's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Michael's got a crown. I think that's when you've been a channel member for a year, you get Michael in a crown. There's also Jason, the family portrait of Jason and Pamela. Rewatching Twin Peaks again. I still need to finish it, Jamie. Yeah, guys, I limit who I DM with because I've been getting harassed for about 9 months, the last 9 months, and it's pretty much chilled out and everything. But yeah, I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings. It's nothing personal. It's me trying to, just mitigate any sort of risk and any sort of whatever. So if I have some sort of business with you or I know you personally, then it's different, right? But it's when you become a public figure, and my channel's so tiny, it's so stupid that I have to put up with it. Like, it really fucking pisses me off every day that this is how it has to be. But other people don't operate the way that I operate, and I've had to cut off certain things because it's tough to know who to trust. So I'd really like to not have to address this stuff on a live stream as well. So, if you send me a message and I haven't responded, like, this is not the place to bring it up. Okay. It's kind of embarrassing to have to talk about it, but honestly, like, private messaging with people, it can just cause problems. Okay, so I'm here streaming a lot. You can talk to me in the live chat. You can talk to me in the comment section. You can jump into Discord and talk to me in the main chat on Discord. I try to make myself very available for the community. However, I cannot make myself available for every single person that reaches out with a direct message. And I've had over a dozen people in the last 9 months try to ruin my character and who I am and lie about me and try to destroy relationships and friendships that I've had with people, that I've cultivated with people here on this platform. And I made the decision to stop talking to people that I don't know. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. It's just, I've been living with this for 9 months. And I try to make myself as available for everyone as I can. But I don't know. This is a hobby for me. It's a side hustle. It's amazing the support that you guys bring to the channel and to each other and everything. I just, you know, the way I communicate and everything like that, I just need people to be respectful. That's all. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to totally derail it, but when 2 people are talking about it in the live chat right on my channel, I'm going to fucking say something about it. Have you played or seen gameplay footage of Terrordrome, the video game? I think it's funny the way Ghostfaces are possessed by demons, and that's how they fight horror icons without being killed. I've never heard of Terrordrome. I know I'm going to sound like such a grumpy Gus, but it's super fun when like Dead by Daylight, they do those skins and everything. It's sort of like Fortnite when they just like throw in characters here or there. But like, wait, are you saying Ghostface from Scream gets possessed so he can fight horror icons without being killed? That's so weird. Just have it be Deadites then. Just like, yeah, possessed by a Deadite. Thanks, Jamie. I'm sorry. I mean, Ryan, I make myself available here. Like if there's something, if you feel like you can't ask me something like in a public space, you know, I don't know. All this bullshit this family does, and they made sure grandma had a voice thing surgery. Yeah. Do you think they stole that though from somebody else? Do you think they just did the surgery themselves, Austin? I mean, because they might have what it takes to do a little tracheotomy there. Okay, horror game Mortal Kombat. Why have I never heard of this? I am that out of touch. I haven't heard of the Maria Bello cheerleading role play, and I haven't heard of the Terrordrome game. This is a fucked up scene going on here. That's some fucking weird shit there. The problem, like this stuff could be really creepy. They just picked the wrong character. This is like this guy or the actor, either the actor or the director did not make the right choice with that character, because that should be really unsettling stuff. And they're trying to get like humor out of it, but everything else seems so serious. It's bizarre. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Is this an official game though, Terrordrome, or is it like a fan-made thing? Because this looks fan-made, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But at least the images I'm seeing, Austin, she didn't like Leatherface's musical choice. What do you guys think of Leatherface's mask in this one? I love the opening where he's like creating the mask. This one just sort of looks bleh, right? It doesn't like, it almost looks like it's just like shit, like a mask of like mud or something like that. It doesn't, I don't know. Saw is pretty dope though. Saw is dope. It looks like it weighs fucking 200 pounds. Jigsaw dropping a $5 super chat because we gotta keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Ooh, roll with the changes. No, what's happening, man? Even Toby Hooper said TCM3 was the proper successor to the original. Think about that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's cool that he was able to make his sequel and then still take a step back and be like, oh, my sequel's just a fucking comic book silly thing. It's just a side story. And then even, yeah, this guy here is very chop topish with his hook. He's just an asshole to Leatherface. Is Leatherface the villain? I don't know. I just don't know. This is how I talk when I do scare acting, but I'm actually scary, I hope. Yeah. No, you're totally cool, Jiggy. Welcome on in, man. Welcome on in. Sorry, guys, I really try to keep things like super posy and everything, but there are just certain things that I won't stand for here. Sorry. Like, I love you all guys and I want you to hang around and everything, but it doesn't mean that everyone gets to just behave however they want all the time. So that's all. No one needs to go to the dungeon. I just want people to respect that I share a lot of time on here and I would like to keep certain time private. I got Ken Free to sign my Blu-ray uncut version of TCM3 with "What kind of sick shit is this?" Fucking awesome. How was he? Was he nice to you? I had a great time with him at Halloween 45. I really dig the mom here too. I think that's an element that really worked in the beginning. And so that's an element, you know, we see it here and we see it in the beginning. I can't remember if there's a mom in Next Generation. There's not a mom in the 03 remake, right? She must have been passed away at that point. But I do like that element of the family. That it's not just a bunch of dudes like squawking and slapping a table. I mean, I love the first movie. It's just cool to have the, you know, dirty matriarch. Russell, you're totally cool, man. Hey, you guys can never be late, right? You guys can never be late. Fan made. That's what I figure. Yeah. That's what I figured. This guy, dude. It is, I mean, was he the director's buddy? Is that what's going on here? It's just, you know, you just got to pull the guy aside and be like, you can't act like that in my film. I'm that character now, and I'm just doing it. It's just like you're basically Elmer Fudd / Porky the Pig, or Porky Pig. It's not Porky the Pig. It's just Porky Pig. Ryan, do I have any TCM merchandise or collectibles? I think this shirt's the closest thing I've got because it's got Leatherface over here on the right breast. Yeah, I don't think I have any other, you know, other than I've got multiple versions of the first film on physical copy. But I don't think I have any other sort of merchandise. I do have, guys, I would have to get out of my chair and grab it, but you know, I do have, Noah was talking about an autograph of the TCM3. I've got Ken Furry's autograph on an alternate Dawn of the Dead poster, which is pretty cool. It used to hang up in my old background at my other place. So hopefully, you know, one day I'll, you know, have a different setup and be able to get it back there. It is the mask in part 2 is weird. Yeah. And is this strange of me to say? I don't know if anyone's ever said this before. There's a weird kind of, because of the way the mask looks and the tone of the skin, I get a weird blackface kind of vibe from it too, which is just a whole nother level of uncomfortability, discomfort. I love Leatherface with the speak and spell. You know, he wants to learn. He's trying to get better. Everyone's food to him. Everything's food to him. He's just not that bright. Let's be honest. He's mentally diminished. We should be nice to him. Leatherface and Jason were DLC fighters in Mortal Kombat X. Very true. That's pretty awesome though that it's free. I never have heard of it, but I love Mortal Kombat. I mean, like tournament fighters are fun, but MK, like, the first 3 games especially, and then any version of anything they did after Mortal Kombat 3 that was like the Ultimate or the trilogy or whatever. Love that stuff. In my head, I think it's Jammy, not Jamie. Jammy. You have to say it with a Jamaican accent, Austin. Jammy. Jammy Art. Leg brace from the first movie, it makes sense. So he must have fucked up his tendons, right? Because you wouldn't need a brace from a cut on your leg, you know, a decade later or whatever, right? You would just need just some ointment. Toby Hooper was offered the chance to direct this one, but was busy doing some other film at the time. Yeah, what the fuck was he doing? Life Force or something like that? I mean, the movie looks like honestly, it looks good. I think the biggest detractor is that it doesn't, like everyone's been saying, it doesn't have like its every other TCM you can be like, "Oh, the one blah blah blah." Like you can say it really quick. TCM 3, you're like, the one that's genuinely unsettling most of the time, but just kind of normal. Ah, is that what it is? Jammy, if you're a Brit. No, I'm just Southern as fuck. Gotcha, you did all the stunt work. Okay, I did not know that he did all that. Yeah, I would say I'm, like, halfway through the 2nd season, and I would say the 1st season is the best out of what I've seen, but I haven't seen the whole thing. But there's just something so whimsical and magical about that 1st season of Twin Peaks that as you're watching it, you're like, Did I really just watch that?" Like, it's a really cool experience where every episode you're like, "I can't believe that I just saw a TV show that was like this." Hell yeah. It was very nice to me. Ooh, see, they coulda shown that. Still pretty violent, but they coulda shown that, this is the uncut version, but it's so funny that seeing this in 2026 and thinking, "Wow, this was gonna be an X-rated movie." The version that we're watching right now was going to be an X-rated movie. Man, Pinocchio Unstrung is more graphically violent than what we've seen so far. But I guess this is more genuinely unsettling. The big lady and little lady's trailer home in TCM remake feels like a womb. There's something motherly going on, but it's just not the same as in this movie where it really is matriarchal, you know? Like the boys are crazy, but they're still there for mom. We get that vibe in the beginning as well. I think they handled the family pretty well in the beginning. And it sounds like Curry Barker's gonna get back to the family as well. So we might see a mom again. But even though the production looks really slick, it's got that new line look and everything. I do like that people's faces are dirty. Like Vigo looks actually sweaty and dirty here. It doesn't look like makeup, but it clearly is, right? So those are the things that I can appreciate in a movie like this. Was a creep aunt in the remake. Yeah, there are some creepy old ladies for sure. Antonis, I gave it 2.5 stars, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It's like a cheesy Full Moon Films movie, like a Charles Band movie, like a really, 80s, 90s video rental kind of fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. Wish I got that signed by him instead, but TCM's my favorite outside of Dawn. Freddy Krueger toaster, and I never use it because it's a no joke I hazard. So the little girl in this is Leatherface's daughter, and the skeleton doll she carries around is a victim from somebody. Yeah, you would imagine, right? Leatherface's daughter with I guess we're never gonna get an answer never gonna get an answer on that one. Jeez, can I talk? It's funny they tape her mouth so she can still, like, scream and talk. Mhm. Kind of odd for Freddy to have a toaster considering that, "Oh, damn, dude, mom just got fucking destroyed, fingers are our pets' heads are falling off, fingers are getting shot off. Oh, cooked his ear." I love that Vigo's character, like, just thought to drop at that point, like, "Oh, damn. Oh, man. Okay." They man, they got me with that shot of the hand. If they go back, oh, fuck, dude, that looks really good. That's really good. Yeah, you don't even need to see the second one. I mean, so far, I think this movie's better than part 2. Like, no joke. I'm just gonna fucking say it. I know that might be unpopular, but I am enjoying this experience more. And that stuff with the hands was next level. That's difficult stuff to watch. True. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Is it must have right, if it damages anything around his knee. Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, fuck. Burning his leg. Dude, they the renegade way they made that movie. And you know what, Noah? It all paid off because goddamn TCM 74 just has magic. It has a magic that not a lot of movies have. This must be that Leatherface song. Toolbox Killer. I've never even heard of this movie. Is that really what he was working on? Instead of going back to his baby? I don't know. What would you guys do? If you guys created a horror franchise, would you want to get away from it like John Carpenter and just kind of be there on the outside? Or would you want to be like Damien Leone or Toby was in the first couple movies? I would want to baby it at least for 3 movies. At least. That's what I imagine. I guess I need to see it again or see it. I mean, I'm not ever seen it. Was that one longer than Halloween 2? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's a pretty long stunt because doesn't he like get lit on fire in the basement and then he like climbs up the stairs or something like that? Or is he going down into the basement? That might be what it is. Oh, dude. Agent Cooper is one of the most lovable characters ever created. I love Kyle MacLachlan. MacLachlan. I love Kyle MacLachlan as Agent Cooper. So good. Dude, Kevin, I have not, and I've heard such amazing things from friends, and then I've seen, directors and writers and actors talking about it as well, just out and about. I have not covered it. Yeah. Some of the best television you've seen in a long time. I've heard it's really good, like horror with a little dark comedy kind of edge. But that's all I've really heard. So yeah, I definitely need to check it out for sure. It's on my, it is on my radar. Television shows are a little bit tougher for me. But yeah, I want to see Widow's Bay. I want to see what's the other one? From. I need to catch up on that as well because I've heard really great things about From. Well, it's no, it's different, Noah. He burns 70% of his like the really bad burns that he got. That was during a televised stunt that he did when he was pretty young. Now he did get burned, like he did the burn stunt as Jason Voorhees, you know, in the New Blood, but that was after the accident that had burned his body. So extra gutsy that he did it. They had way better precautions and everything. He did perform that stunt in the New Blood, but that's not where he got injured. Um, it just makes it all that more impressive, I think, that he still went through with it. It's got to be super traumatic experience and kind of a crazy thing to jump back in and do again. We have a Spanish guy at work named Jaime, but pronounced Jaime. Yeah, Jaime. Well, Jaime. You know, if you want to, you know, that's how I usually say it. And some people use that spelling in English, and it's still Jamie, even with that spelling. Jamie's a very interesting name, like all the different ways in different languages. I think Jamie's a beautiful name, though, for a boy or a girl. When I do scare acting, I mix water and hair gel and spritz it all over to look sweaty and moist as fuck. That's a good, yeah, because it gives that glisten. It catches the light a little bit better, right? The hair gel with the water. Okay. What it was, yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly, Noah, but it was like it was a stunt that they were shooting like for a piece on television and it went horribly wrong. The Funhouse is pretty killer. Very TCM. I mean, just really dirty and grimy. Like I think Rob Zombie could do a really cool version of the Funhouse. You know, it'd be kind of up his alley. Womp, 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 womp. Maxwell, what's happening, man? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well, brother. You are up. Are you just getting home from work or you getting up very, very early? Might not have a license. Maybe you just learned how to drive, right? He was doing very well last night. Toolbox Killer ain't bad. How if I why are you guys keeping things from me? Toolbox Killer. All right, let me look it up here. Well, it's bringing me to like the actual story of the real guy. Okay. Like, well, this is sad already. 2021? Is that when it is? Did he do that right before he died? Wait, no, this is something different. Yeah, I don't know. All right, back to TCM 3. Sherry Moon zombies in it? How come I can't find this movie? Now I think you guys are making it up. I'm joking. Big ol' rock to the head. Big ol' rock to the head once again. And 3 makes 3, 4. Just keep on doing it, babe. Yeah. I can't even tell. Okay, it is Leatherface. I'm like, the movie is so dimly lit, and yeah. Oh my gosh. I just remembered a reference in Pinocchio Unstrung that I just rolled my eyes at, but thought it was kind of funny. I'm not going to say anything. I want anthology stories is the only way to go across all of the series. I'm not against that, Daniel. I am absolutely not against, you know, just having a franchise and have everything be episodic and not connected, you know, only connected through characters, but not, doesn't even necessarily have to have like continuity from movie to movie. You know, I could just take kind of random, same thing. I mean, you know, it works the way they've done it, but I also kind of just like them to be keep them separated. I mean, like a lot of the Evil Dead kind of work that way, even though they've been connecting them more as time goes on. But yeah, I didn't know she was allowed to act in anyone else's movies. Last chance gas. Ken! Hell yeah. Yeah, I've heard really good things. Have a lovely night, Jamie. Take care, miss. Sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it seems like it's going to be a no doubter. That is fucked up that they just this guy. Yeah, of course he's going to do that. This guy is the worst. They had to pick him as the one. I think so. You look it up to make sure I'm not. I don't think I'm incorrect about that, Noah. Because I remember on a commentary or a documentary about the New Blood, they talk about just how amazing it was that Kane still went through with it all, considering everything he'd been through, you know? I'm a little stoned, but not too much, Russell. I think so too, Maxwell. This is my second time watching it. And other than this character here, the guy that, you know, worked at the gas station or whatever, other than him, everything's working for me, you know? I just can't stand this dude. Wishmaster's pretty fun. Yeah, you cock it and pull the trigger. Oh, would have been cool to see the actual, like, they should have just blown his head off. That would have been the way to go, right? I agree, Merc. I think that's one of the issues too. I usually complain that movies are too long. But now I watch a movie, it's 85 minutes long. It's, you know, the Netflix TCM is like 82 minutes long, something like that. Yeah, there's not, and that movie does have a plot because there's like, don't really do much. But yeah, this one is just like random people run into the Sawyer family. You know, it's sort of like, it's funny because it's acting like a sequel to the first film, but it's also like just kind of doing the same thing, you know? I'd be into a Shocker reboot of some sorts. Could be fun. Could be fun. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. He was hit in the head so many times with that giant rock. And you're telling me he's dry already from being in the lake? Come on. Come on, y'all. All right, guys, that was Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. How about that? We did it. We did it, y'all. Let me get that out of here. Make this big again. There we go. Where are you guys? Where's everyone in the chat? There you are. Okay, no need for that anymore. Well, thank you guys so much for chilling with me and hanging out and watching TCM3. Let's hang out for another, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. Let's chat about the film. Let's chat about it. Here, I feel like I'm caught up with the relevant chats and everything like that. Let's see here. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah, originally he wasn't going to be. There's an ending of the third movie that's like of the dystopian ending where like she doesn't get away. I think she in the other version she gets into like a police car and it turns out that it's belongs to one of the Sawyer people or whatever. I've seen the footage somewhere, but I don't think I've seen that version of the movie because both times that I've seen it, I got the ending that we got today. Absolutely, Daniel. You are always welcome to join the fun. Let's do it again, says Russell. Well, we will watch at some point. We'll do the next generation, Russell, but we won't watch TCM3 all over again. What's happening, David? Welcome on in, one of our great channel members there. Guys, I didn't even say Russell is one of our great channel members as well. Russell, now, you know, you say you're wasted. I'm just going to be the friendly reminder to have a sip or two of water. Yeah, I mean, you're a grown ass adult. You can figure it out, but yeah. Stay hydrated, brother. Stay hydrated. The first TCM I watched was Next Generation. That's wild, Ben. It came out right when I was able to rent movies on my own. Yeah, what is it, like 94, 95? Wait, is it 94 or 95, but then they actually didn't release it until like 96 or 97? Is it something crazy like that? I feel like there's a weird story with that one because, yeah, Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey became stars between production and release. TCM Next Generation, 1995. American Black Comedy is what they call it on Wikipedia. I guess that's like, you know, Tommy Wiseau calling The Room a comedy. Like, oh, it fails as a whatever kind of movie, so now it's a comedy. Let's see here. Directed by Kim. So Kim Henkel wrote and directed it. Wow. So that's original writer coming back to the franchise. Okay. Maybe I just need to give it a better chance here. Release. Okay, March 12th, 95 was the South by Southwest, and then the wide release was September 22nd, 1995. Okay. Interesting. I thought there was a bigger break between the post-production and the release, but I guess I could be wrong. There we go. How about that? Not could be wrong. Probably am wrong. Isn't that the one that's got like the Men in Black come into it at the end? Like it basically turns into an X-Files episode? Made in 94, didn't get the... Okay. So yeah, maybe they had a release in 95 that was like a very limited. I don't remember seeing it. Let's see here. Production. Sorry, I'm just looking at Wikipedia over it. Just seeing if there's anything I can re-release in legal disputes. Okay. October 1995, Columbia TriStar Pictures acquired home video distribution rights to the film at a cost of $1.3 million. Original release was supposed to be July 1996, postponed to January 97. So there's some legal stuff. Anyways, we'll dive more into that when we actually watch that movie. Let's chat about this movie. So here, I'll just give you guys my thoughts because I could sit there and, you know, get bogged down in the chat all day because I love seeing what you guys are saying in the chat. But okay, second watch thoughts. I don't think it's one of the best movies in the franchise that I've seen. Like, I would take the original and the remake, maybe the beginning over this one. But I liked it a lot more a second time around. Merc made a really good point. It moves so fast, there's not really a plot. The plot is just regular good-hearted people run into nightmare cannibal family. And that's pretty much it, right? And then it's just all about like filling in the gaps on you know, that one sentence plot. So yeah, not much of a plot because they're not looking for anything deeper, but I do think the movie looked pretty good. I think the gore effects were pretty awesome. Could have used some more of those. Yeah, enjoyed it a lot more than I did the first time I watched it. I don't know what else to say other than I think this one's better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. So come at me, bro. Let's see here. Leatherface, TCM4 Leatherface is as annoying as the brat kid from the Babadook. Hey, now, give the kid a break, all right? If he doesn't behave like that, the movie never happens. I can't get the films you watch. Oh, what you can do. So I went to a special website to stream TCM3. So they're out there. They are out there. Yeah, I mean, I think Matthew McConaughey's like really gives a balls to the wall performance. I don't think it makes the movie for me, but again, I've seen TCM Next Generation one time, and it was probably in 2000, 99 or 2000 is probably when I watched it. Yeah. No worries, Daniel. Welcome on in. One of our great channel members, Midnight Vestige. What's happening? What do I think is Leatherface's most brutal, gnarly kill? Man, I am not well versed with the franchise enough to answer that, Prince, but I will say this. The first kill in the original TCM where he hits the guy on the head with the hammer, that one gets me every single time. It just looks so real because it's not flashy. It's not filled with gore. It just looks like you know, it looks like it could be realistic. Something about it just is very unsettling. But as far as gnarly, because I think the hammer to the head's pretty brutal. Gnarly kills. I don't know. Does he have like gnarly kills? I don't know if he does. I don't know if they really gave Leatherface too many like really awesome, crazy kills. Yeah, dude, Lost Legends TV. Guys, if you don't follow Lost Legends TV on YouTube, all of his you know, 10 things I still don't know or still don't understand about whatever franchise. Like, he goes through every film. Super charming. Really, really good stuff. Love what he does over there. See what else we got. The big... It is pretty fun, though. I dig it. You know, you got to do something in the third movie. Nah, the kid ruined the movie. So, well, the way I took it, Max, is literally the movie doesn't... Like, he is acting that way. Or the way he acts is what brings his mother to the point of actually dealing with what's going on in her life. And then by the end of the movie, he's not acting that way anymore. It's like she finds peace and he finds peace together. But yeah, I mean, he's super annoying as fuck, especially in the first third of that movie. I mean, yeah. Kirk taking 3 mallet hits to kill, still twitching on the ground. Yeah. I was going to guess Kirk, and I don't know why I didn't say it, because I've seen these movies. I love the first movie. I'm not so well versed in the franchise that I've like really can pull every character's name like off the top of my head. Like, I know Sally and Franklin. And now I will definitely not forget Kirk. The kid was one of the strangest moments in this one. The little girl, yeah, and she takes all sorts of joy. She's setting herself up to be the new matriarch, I guess, in the family. Man, when the mom gets shot in this one, like, that was like, that's a pretty surprising scene. Like, you think it's gonna be like tension filled, and not to say there's not tension in the movie in TCM3, but you think that getaway scene is gonna maybe have more tension or whatever, but it's just turns into like machine gun fire. It's pretty awesome. I think they've got that right with the Leatherface. I mean, they did the one that's like the actual chainsaw, right? TCM, the beginning where the biker lands on the chainsaw and Leatherface starts it up and pulls through him. That is pretty brutal too. Yeah, like I said, I've only seen the beginning once as well. So I am not, they're not all ingrained the way that like Michael or Jason or even the Freddy stuff I know a lot better. Michelle and Benny still might have ended up dead from blood poisoning or gangrene after being in that body bag. Yes. Well, that's Leatherface just like slept in there all night and got up. He was like totally clean when he walks up at the end of the movie. The bridge kill's gnarly. Oh, you're talking about from part 2? That's a super awesome kill. Yeah, that one's really fun. I dig that one. Probably, yep. It probably wouldn't operate very well after being submerged for that long. One of the best kills. There you go. I need to watch the beginning again. I know a lot of people like Jamie, you know, our Death Squad mod. She's a big fan of the beginning, I believe, if I remember correctly. Curry better cook with the remake. He's going to be making some spicy curry with his TCM, right? I have big hopes for the Bark Man. I love that name. I love that nickname. Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to not trust Curry Barker at this point. So, yeah, I hope he just follows his own compass and just makes a TCM movie that he would want to see. You know, that's the advice I would give him. And by advice, I mean, I'm basically just saying what he said he wants to do. Like, dude, just the thing you want to see, man, and that you know we all want to see because you want to see it and you're one of us, just go do that thing, you know? Fully trust the guy. Yeah, I remember reading that when we did or maybe that had popped up in some of the trivia when we watched the first movie. But yeah, super awesome. Where it's so funny because I love the unsettling music in TCM. And then if you guys have seen the Odyssey, I don't know if you have, but they were like, well, we can only use ancient instruments for the score or whatever. And dude, the score to the Odyssey is fucking garbage. It is the most distracting thing in the movie. It was the worst part of the movie for sure. I like the beginning too more than the 03 remake. I've heard some people say that, Rick. Yeah. It's a really good companion piece, right? The beginning is better, has better relatable characters. Yeah, and it's cool to see, like, again, something I think Curry's going to bring into the franchise just based on what he said. He's been very open about it. More family dynamic. You know, that's like the undertapped potential in the franchise. Tagline: Freddy and Jason were kids once too. What's the film? Freddy and Jason were kids once too. What's the film? I don't know. I have no idea. Is that an actual tagline? Yeah, the one sound effect was in the Odyssey that really threw me off. Not even a sound effect; it was what they put in the music. But it was this sound that went, and I was like, "We're doing like squishy duck sounds. Like, the fuck is that? Like, oh my god!" Hooper has great commentary tracks on the movies in this franchise. Very insightful. Yeah, I need to check those out. I don't think I've ever listened to a Tobe Hooper commentary. Mikey is that film. Mikey is that film. Mikey with... Wait a minute. With Michael J. Fox? Oh, no. 1992 American psychological slasher. Whit Hereford is in there. Wow. Ashley Lawrence. Mimi Craven. I wonder if she's related to another Craven in horror. Yeah, I wonder. I don't really. Oh, Mark Venturini's in there as well. Wow. Okay. Mikey. I don't think I've ever heard of this movie before. Wild. About a killer kid. Michael Myers. Noah's done with Scream as a franchise. Nothing could bring you back. Arlie Army said it was one of his favorite roles of his career. That's saying something. Yeah. I mean, he really got to just fly with that one. Both of those movies for him must have been a lot of fun. Ghostface and Michael Myers team up. What's the movie? Have they made that movie? Scary Movie 6. I don't know. I'm panicking, Paula. I'm panicking. Yeah, I'm not quite done, but I'll tell you this, Noah. 7 wasn't a total disappointment or anything. It's like right in the middle of my ranking. But it didn't make me like super jazzed, right? It wasn't like, oh my God, this thing like really blew the doors off the place. Like I was hoping that they would have something in them that would reinvigorate the franchise moving forward. But my level of excitement for Scream 8 is like 0 right now because, I mean, we figure it's going to happen, right? But like, there's not really movement that we're hearing. And there's so much, so many other things going on. So it's sort of like, yeah, I'll just wait until we really have something. And then I'll take a look and see if it's looking like it will be worth my time. And then I'll tell you guys and I'll try to convince you to either see it or not see it. I'm just joking. I don't do that here on this channel. I'm not super enthused by the news of, who's writing it. But whatever. I mean, that doesn't mean that that's the way it's going to be the whole time. Suggestion for a watch party: Midsummer. Shit, Davey, how many first-time movies do you have in the tank, buddy? I'm behind on first watch movies. I need to see Midsummer. Never seen it before. So not going to do that on a watch party until I've already seen it. Michael Myers got put through a meat grinder. He's dead. Well, they could bring him back with a full-on reboot. Have you guys seen the black and white animatic pitch from Federico de Alessandro? He's now become, his resume on IMDb is mostly doing artwork for Marvel Studios. But he did this pitch animatic 17 years ago, something like that. It's how he would restart the Halloween franchise if he were able to do it. And it's really good. It's really fucking good. I've been singing its praises for like 14 years, maybe even more at this point. 12, 13 years, something like that. It just blew my mind away. I don't want to like say that what the whole thing is, but it's a really cool way to, I'll say this. It starts with a fire at Smith's Grove Sanitarium with two police officers rushing, and they are going to be the first on the scene long before anyone gets there. And so what's cool is we skip all the little kid Michael stuff. No one needs that really. Like, you know, so we get it. I think it's maybe 8 minutes long, 10 minutes long. I don't know, something like that. Definitely worth a watch if you're a Halloween fan, especially if you're a Halloween fan where you're like, what could they do with this character? Like, how could they bring Michael back? This black and white animatic pitch is how they could bring him back. And like, if that were the opening scene of a live action Halloween movie, I would think once the credits hit or the title card hit, I would think, all right, I'm in for something really cool. So if you guys haven't seen that, I highly recommend you check it out. I could drop a link in the Discord or something like that if you guys want to check it out. Prince, if you hang out for the whole stream, you'll get all the answers to your questions. Or if you have the notification bell hit, you would know that I've already dropped a short non-spoiler review of Pinocchio Unstrung. So I've already seen it, saw it yesterday afternoon. And yeah, if you want to know my thoughts, like, you know, non-spoiler thoughts, you can check out my short. To me, the random ass killers in Scream 7 is what killed that movie. Just my opinion, though. I liked it, Daniel, because there's this obsession aspect and what people are willing to do when they get obsessed with somebody and when they think somebody should be something that they're not being, and the lengths that they'll go to try to hurt that person. I resonate with that so strongly in a very personal sense because, as I brought up earlier in this stream, I've been getting harassed for like 9 months, and the beginning of this year was a really tough 4 months of it, where it really got intense. So yeah, when I saw Scream 7, I was like, damn, this like really hits home for me. But I totally understand that like the motive doesn't work for a lot of people. I get that it's a very specific thing because of the bullshit I put up with here. Russell asks, have you seen the trailer for Scrooge with Johnny Depp? Looks good. I think it looks awesome. Yeah, this Ebenezer movie looks really fun. Ty West just showing that he can kind of do whatever he wants. I mean, these are the kind of artists that we should celebrate and we should be, super pumped about. Going from like the House of the Devil to, I know he's done other stuff, but moving from there to like the X trilogy, and all three of those movies feel pretty different. And that now this Ebenezer movie definitely has the whimsical charm of like a Tim Burton movie. I just think it just looks really fun. Rupert Grint, right? Grint is his last name? It's not Gint. Rupert Grint? I don't know. Ron Weasley. He's in there. Daisy Ridley's in there too. And I think Johnny Depp's pretty charming and pretty funny and always seems to look great in the crazy makeup they put him in. So yeah, I'll take all the Scrooge stories you got. I really to me, it's just sort of like you could keep on making them. I might not watch all of them every year or anything like that, but I'm sure that Robert Eggers' Scrooge movie from 2027 will be pretty different than what Ty West has given us with Johnny Depp here this year. So I think it's kind of cool that 2 years back to back, we could get two different kinds of Scrooge stories. So yeah, I think it looks good. I don't believe Michael got put through the meat grinder. I still say that was all in Laurie's book and not real. Man, she should have jumped in with him. It would have been a why. Could you imagine? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But could you imagine if at the end of that movie, she's just like, fuck it, and dies with him? Like she jumps in herself or he grabs her at the last second? It would have been fucking wild. Wild. Yeah, the game looks really good. But yeah, guys, Federico, here, I'll put it in the chat. This is what I usually look up. So if you go to Google and you put in Halloween pitch animatic, and the guy's name is Federico de Alessandro. Now, the spelling on his last name, I might have messed that up. I think it's 2 S's, not 2 L's. But if you guys look that up in Google, it'll take you to a spot where you can watch it. It is absolutely worth your time if you're a Halloween fan. If you're just a horror fan, I think it's still worth your time. It's one of the first things I covered on the channel way back in the day. So if you go on my videos tab and you go all the way back to the beginning, you're going to see some really funny stuff. You'll see the Jared Bankins video, me talking about my Rad 9 physical media edition, blah, 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 blah. But yes, there's also, me talking about this animatic pitch and, digging through it and everything like that. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for him, man. I hope we see a resurgence of him in, maybe not smaller movies, but working with people that aren't like mainstream, like pop filmmakers. Love to see him, come back to horror, come back to Elm Street. How about that? Johnny Depp as Freddy Krueger. I'm just joking. Whew. Don't even freak. Even if Dr. Loomis isn't voiced by, there's no, oh, gotcha. Yeah, and it's too bad. The voice acting, I try not to be a jerk about that kind of stuff. I think the Dr. Loomis voice is not very good in the video game, but yeah. There's more good people out there than bad people, Daniel, so it's okay. You guys make it all worth it, but it's definitely something I can't ignore because I didn't ask for it to be part of my life, but it forced its way into my life. And yeah, I mean, whatever. It's, yeah. I'll tell you this, Daniel, like a lot of people were there for me, through it all and helped unearth all the bullshit behind everything. Not a remake of the Bill Murray movie, is it? No, I think I just said Scrooge, not Scrooged. Start bench cut TCM, TCM2, TCM3. Okay. I will start the original. I will bench TCM3 and I will cut Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. He's really good. Yeah, his is really good. Alistair Sim, that one's really good. I love George C. Scott. Exorcist 3, you guys know how I feel about the Changeling. I love me some Changeling. Yeah, he's really great. Trick or treat, motherfucker. Are y'all hyped about anything coming out of San Diego Comic-Con? Man, I mean, the Ebenezer thing's cool. Like, that looks good. I did drop another short about the Resident Evil trailer. If you guys want, just a some quick thoughts on that one. But yeah, I mean, the RE trailer looks really good. I was so nervous about everything Zach Kreger was saying about the movie. And then once we were seeing things, like once we were shown the teaser and now we've seen a full trailer, I'm like, I understand what he's saying or what he said. Like, I get what it's all about. So I'm fully on board for this new Resident Evil. I think it could be the best horror movie of 2026. If it delivers on how it looks in the trailer, it could be the best horror of 2026. Objectively speaking. Now everyone's going to say Obsession because that's the right answer. But if we're just actually thinking about what works in horror and stuff and what's more exciting in the genre and all that, like, to me, if Resident Evil delivers on the promise that we've seen in this latest trailer, then I could see it sliding into that spot for me, personally. But yeah, I love that it's going to be just an hour and a half. I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know what else there is other than like Doomsday, I have a tough time caring about that stuff now because it's just so like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something else that I'm totally just in the dark about. I don't even know. More of a musician than an actor, no film stuff in his house. Well, maybe he might love expressing himself through music more, and then the acting is the way that he makes a living. I didn't know that about him. I know that he doesn't like watch the movies that he's in and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I think more of a musician than an actor. I mean, I would say he's more of an actor, but I get what you're saying. Like he's a music lover more than a film lover. I mean, I would say like my first love for art is music. Like, music is my number one. It's so important to me. It's been so important to me my entire life, and that won't ever go away. But man, I really love movies. I love film. I love visual storytelling. So it's tough for me to pick between the two, but it's way easier to talk about movies on YouTube than it is to talk about music. So that's what I do. Yeah, he was really good. Alistair Sim, like such a great, a really like intimidating, scary, mean Scrooge, and then a goofy, joyful charm about him when he turns around. So it's like the facial acting in the you know that Alistair Sims put out there is just so impressive in that movie. Retro Realms, the video game, might get some new content this year. I hope so. I'm playing that Halloween and Ash versus Evil Dead game that Eli got me for my birthday. Have you seen the new TCM coming out August 18th, 2026, only in theaters? Is that a new... I think that's just the original that they're putting back out in theaters, right? Or is it a documentary? I don't think it's a new, like... It's not a new film in the franchise, but it might be a documentary or a re-release. The director said there's only 3 zombie scenes in the entire movie. Total bullshit for an RE movie. Well, we'll see what it all looks like, right? Because is he saying zombie scenes? He means like traditional George Romero type zombies? Because Resident Evil is so much more than that, right? So it would be, I mean, what we see the one shot in the trailer of all the zombies like falling off the buildings and everything like that. And then what does he mean by 3 zombie scenes? Like, because the movie looks like it's going to be a 10 to 15 minute setup and then just straight action, almost like, you know, breakneck speed, no stopping for nothing kind of thing, right? So I mean, there's no zombies technically in Resident Evil 4, and I think it's the best game in the franchise. One of the best games of all time. So, I mean, the Las Plagas are pretty much zombies, but they're not technically. So, yeah, I just think when he says that, like, is he just trying to start a conversation or a controversy? I don't know. But it looks like we're getting all sorts of creatures and critters and everything like that that could be involved with, you know, the T virus or whatever virus that Umbrella's putting out there. So, I think it's okay because Resident Evil, at least as a franchise, the zombies are part of it, but it's not like you're doing a Romero follow-up film and you only have 3 scenes with zombies, you know? So it's a little bit different, but I see what you're saying. Here's what I'll say, Noah. I think once we see the movie, based on what I saw in the trailer, I'm like, man, it looks like we're getting to watch a speed run of a Resident Evil game that we've never seen before. I think that's a pretty special gift that fans could get. So if Zach Kreger and the crew and everyone, if what they've created can deliver on that and give us like an experience that's unpredictable, exciting, you know, nonstop action, catching your breath as you're leaving the movie theater, like, then I think they've done the job, and I won't worry about how many zombie scenes were in it. You know, if it does everything the right way, I won't even care, you know? Who was the standout performance that delivered for you in Backrooms? No one? I don't know. Chiwetel Ejiofor is really good. Like, he's got the most, I mean, he's got the most dynamic performance. He's got the most work to do in the movie. No one really like surprised me or stood out too much though. Watched Send Help last night. It's pretty good and has some great Sam Raimi-esque scenes in it with the blood splatter. Oh my God, Ryan. I had so much fun watching Send Help in the theater. I was laughing my ass off because Raimi was doing that, like, just pushing the discomfort, just pushing that level. And it got to the point where I'm just like, I'm laughing, not nervously, but I'm laughing because I'm like, oh my God, Raimi is like fucking with audiences right now, because most directors don't show shit like this. Don't show a character screaming at the you know, camera, or the camera's right in their face and they're screaming or like vomiting. And And the whole thing where she acts like she's gonna cut, yeah, pretty wild stuff. Really fun movie. What's my playlist like, Davey? Okay, you guys want to know what I'm listening to? All right. Lately I've been listening to a lot of Inspection 12. There's a song called Secure by Inspection 12. Love that. Here, I'll throw some in the chat as I say them. Secure by Inspection 12. I love that. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that I'm going to go see New Junk City in August, and they have a song called High Contrast. I believe it's High Contrast, New Junk City. That's a big one lately. Ooh, Is This What I'm Made Of by Games We Play. I really like that one. Kind of a throwback to like old pop punk kind of stuff. Really catchy. Should be all over the radio. Have no idea why it isn't. You know, that kind of thing. The Bad Parts by Timeshares. Man, this Timeshares record that's got the bad parts on it, it sounds so good. I love a loud drum sound. I love a full-bodied drum sound on a record, and I hate trying to hear the drums in a lot of music. I feel like a lot of mainstream music, especially, they really bury the drums and, you know, just squash guitars just covering everything, and everything's so oversaturated, and there's just not many dynamics or warmth. But man, Timeshares, that record that's got the bad parts, I can't think of the name right now. It's really damn good. It sounds so good. What else am I listening to? Usually what I do, guys, is I will open up my my YouTube, and it'll just tell me, it's like, hey, we got a mix put together for you. And I'm like, oh, I love that, YouTube. Let's see what's on the mix. And sometimes they want to just keep on playing the same songs on the mix, and I'm like, dude, chill. There's also I think it's The Nightlife by Off With Their Heads. That's been playing recently. What else? Ooh, Hello, Fellow Insomniacs by Paint It Black. Guys, Paint It Black is my favorite hardcore band. They're from Philadelphia. I love Philly hardcore. Love me some East Coast music. And the urgency in Paint It Black's music is so good. There's a really like conscious message that's, you know, in every song. It's not just like, you know, crazy loud hardcore punk. Like, they've actually got something to say. Anyways, there's a handful of songs for you guys to check out. If I think of any others, I will I'll let you know, but I figured I would drop some in there. Liz, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I bought an Evil Dead trivia quiz book. I'm not doing so hot for the first 3 films, just average. There's only 3 scenes. I'm nervous for only 3, but I'm willing to give it a chance. I think it's, what if those scenes are 15 minutes long? And so 45 minutes of a 90-minute movie has zombies in it. We don't know, right? So a scene doesn't really tell us too much, especially when because he's been describing the movie as it's going to feel like one long sequence, that it's just like once they hit the ground running and the shit hits the fan, that it's going to just feel like a straight experience, like you're speed running through a game, which I think is a really cool concept. If you are not going to straight up adapt one of the video games, the other concept that's really cool is to say, hey, video game fans, I'm going to give you something you've never seen before. I'm not going to try to adapt something you already love and you protect with your heart and your, you know, passionate fandom, and would just cause a shitstorm online. I mean, everything causes a shitstorm online anyway. But I think the concept he's got, like, now that I'm seeing the trailer, I'm like, I get it, dude. I get why he's doing what he's doing. I think it'll be really cool. It is the same guy. It looks like he's got the chops. Super charming in the trailer. I dig it. I dig it. He is. It's true. Who knows when we'll see that movie? A couple of years, probably. 2 years, I would guess, you know, at least. Oh, look at me throwing song titles in the friggin' chat. Look at that. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, they're doing, JT Molner's doing the TV show. So man, TCM should be getting 2 really high quality pieces of or products to add to the property. Well, Jaws Explored show behind the scenes footage of Jaws. I don't know I don't know if they have rights to all of that footage, right? They probably have rights to certain amounts of footage. I don't know if it's going to be things you've never seen before as far as archival footage, because Universal, I would imagine, owns all of that, Antonis. But there's going to be also, I mean, you know how those documentaries roll, right? There's going to be all sorts of behind the scenes stories and just insights and things that we never would have known about Jaws unless somebody sat these people down and were like, we're going to talk about this movie and we're going to make a 4-hour documentary. So I'm sure that, you know, maybe there would be some pictures or something, but I'm not directly involved with the producing the project. But I'm involved as far as, being an affiliate. Okay. Holy cow, guys, 2 hours and 15 minutes. I am going to skedaddle and get going on making some content for you guys. I'm going to be shooting my Evil Dead ranking video tonight because I'm finally feeling better. It's been just a week of not feeling so hot in a really strange way. And then I've got another idea. I don't want to tell you guys what the other idea is, but it's different than anything I've ever done on the channel. So I hope you dig it. And yeah, I'll let you guys know when those drop. You will see I'll be posting in the Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, there's a link down in the description below. It's totally free to join. A few questions just to make sure you are who you say you are and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I will. I usually post links when I drop videos there, so you can catch them there. What's happening, DJ Plays Favorites? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing very, very well. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up for me on this one. Thank you so much to Paula for the $5. Paula with another $5. Look at Steph throwing out the 10 jewels with a thumbs up. Austin is celebrating 2 months of channel membership. Antonis, and I'm now realizing, is it Antonis? Is that really how I'm supposed to pronounce? Because I think after watching the Odyssey, I'm like, fuck, it's Antonis. And I've been saying Antonis this whole time. Let me know, Antonis/Antonis. But Antonis, 3 $4.99 super chats, bang, 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 right in a row. Rebel Sky with a $2, Rebel Sky with another $2, Jiggy with a 5. Thank you so very much, guys. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. I enjoyed this movie more this time than I did the first time, and I enjoyed it more than the first sequel in the franchise. So this feels like a win here. I was going into this thing being like, I don't know, am I just going to rip on this movie the whole time? But no, I quite enjoyed it for what it is. So yeah, what a blast. And it was great just being able to chat with you guys and catch up and everything. I will be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Guys, guess the movie. So this is going to be where I give you terrible descriptions and quotes that are not the quotes we think of or throw out there when we're quoting these movies to test your knowledge. Now we're going to stick with horror stuff because that's what we do here. There might be a chance that I pull in something that's not really horror or something like that. I will let you guys know, and it'll be a movie that's pretty damn popular. So we'll meet in the middle as far as all that goes. But thank you guys so very much. And thank you for jumping in at the last little bit there, Liz. It's quite all right. I'm live all the time. I know it's super annoying. You know what I mean? You're trying to go live to do your thing, and you're like, oh, and now this guy? But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night, and then Sunday, I'll be hanging out on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Give you an example. Okay, so like an example would be, okay, so say you're like talking Jaws. I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head. You could say something like, a fish ruins the 4th of July. I mean, it's kind of like, that's not like terrible. You could say like 3 guys go fishing, only 2 come back. Or, you could just like some sort of bad description. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, these are all things that I'm going to spend some time working on. And I don't know, guys, I'll probably do like 15 to 20. So this isn't going to be like an endless pool of these. I want to have fun with you guys for a good like hour and a half ish, something like that. We'll see how much fun we have from it all. But yeah, we can keep on rolling, as Jiggy would say. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Liz, have a great rest of your evening. I will catch you on a live sometime soon. But Liz, really quick before you leave, Liz, I need you to take a hit with me, okay? Smoke them if you got them. Daniel, you want 52 episodes of a Jaws TV show? I wouldn't say no. I don't know. It could, yes. Well, not exactly. That's the whole point, though, Paula, that it's a bad description, right? It's not a good description. We did have a good time, Sean. I enjoyed it so much more than I did the first time. Feel free to scrub on back and check it out. And thank you for being a channel member as well, bud. Aaron, welcome on in, man. We are just saying our goodbyes, but you can always scrub on back. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Guess the movie. It's going to be a total blast. I hope you guys have an awesome time. If there are, I don't know, maybe you guys, if you're feeling kind of crazy in a fun way, you can think of your own. Maybe you could, like, I will bring a whole bunch. I will act as Quizmaster. How about that? And then maybe we get through mine and you guys want to keep on going. And one of you in the chat are like, hey, I got one. And then everyone guesses. And we just, we just have fun like that. So yeah, I'm thinking it'll be a total blast. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday and we'll have all sorts of new content coming your way. And don't forget this, guys, next Saturday, Jason Lives 40th anniversary, August 1st. Jason Lives 40th anniversary. No big deal. It's just the best slasher in the Friday the 13th, or the best movie in the Friday the 13th franchise is turning 40. No big deal, guys. You could bet your ass I'm going to do something for that. So keep an eye out. That's going to wrap it up for this one. You guys are beautiful. I love you all so much. Do you guys know that? Even if I kind of got to stop things and talk tough from time to time, I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for hanging out, being sweet to one another. I love this community and I love all of you guys. So I'll see you tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Don't be late, or at least not any later than I usually am. And yeah, let's see. Shake off the baddies here. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.